Astronomers have just stumbled upon a massive black hole that is 600,000 times the mass of our Sun. The sheer size of this gigantic black hole has left scientists in awe, wondering how such an enormous object could exist, and what its discovery means for our understanding of the universe. This is incredible news for all of us who love space, so let's take a closer look at this amazing new find. A new study has been published by Oxford University Astronomers, and it's got everyone in the space community buzzing with excitement. Why? Well, because they may have discovered the biggest black hole ever. And when I say big, I mean really, really big. We're talking about an object that weighs 600,000 times more than our Sun. That's just wild. The researchers who found this black hole were actually looking for something else entirely. They were trying to figure out why certain quasars seem to have different properties from one another. A quasar is a bright, extremely luminous and very distant active galactic nucleus, or AGN. These objects are among the brightest known, with some of them shining more brightly than 40 trillion copies of our Sun. Now, not all quasars are created equal. They come in a variety of shapes and sizes, which can make studying them a bit tricky. But our team of astronomers was up for the challenge. Using data collected by the Sloan Digital Sky Survey, they were able to compare two quasars that appeared to be identical except for one small detail. One of the quasars had a relatively narrow range of light waves, while the other had a much broader range. What's the difference between these two types of quasars? Well, it comes down to how efficiently they convert energy into light. Those with a narrower range of light waves are more efficient, converting about 10% of their energy into light. Meanwhile, those with a broader range are less efficient, converting only around 1% of their energy into light. But there's more to the story. It turns out that the two types of quasars are powered by the same thing: supermassive black holes. These black holes are located in the centers of most galaxies, and they play a crucial role in the formation and evolution of their host galaxies. They do this by controlling the amount of gas and dust that is available to form stars. By studying quasars, astronomers gain insights into the behavior of these supermassive black holes, and the intricate relationship between them and their host galaxies. So what did the research team discover when they looked at these two different types of quasars? Well, the answer surprised them. They found that both quasars had the same size and growth rate, but the less efficient quasar was wobbling much more. What does that mean exactly? Well, it has to do with the material that falls into the black hole. You see, when material falls into a black hole, it doesn't just disappear, it forms a swirling disk of glowing hot gas called an accretion disk. The light we see from quasars is emitted from this accretion disk. Now the research team noticed that the light coming from the less efficient quasars had a peculiar pattern. It was wobbling by around 30%, which meant that the material falling into the black hole was not distributed evenly. Instead, there were clumps of material that were significantly larger than the event horizon, the point of no return for anything that enters the black hole. These clumps were so big that they shouldn't have been able to form at all according to our current understanding of physics. After all, anything that gets too close to a black hole gets pulled in and doesn't come out. So how could these large clumps of material exist? The answer, according to the research team, is that the material was being supported by the rotation of the accretion disk. This allowed the clumps to stay in place and emit light even though they were perilously close to the black hole. In other words, the rotation of the accretion disk created a sort of protective bubble that kept the material from being pulled in by the black hole's gravity. Now you might be wondering why this discovery is such a big deal. After all, we've seen quasars before and we know how they work. Well, this particular discovery is significant for several reasons. First, it challenges our understanding of how accretion disks work. We've never seen clumps of material this large around a black hole before. Second, it raises new questions about the nature of the material itself. Where did it come from and why is it clumped together like that? Third, it could help us understand the behavior of gas on very large scales. The clumps of material in this quasar are similar to the structures found in the early universe. By studying them, we can learn more about how gas clouds collapse and form some of the first stars and galaxies. And finally, this discovery could lead to new ways of detecting black holes. Currently, we can only detect black holes indirectly by observing their gravitational effects on nearby matter. However, if we could see the light emitted from the accretion disk, we would have a much easier time finding them. It's important to note that this is just the beginning. The research team will continue to study this quasar and others like it in the hopes of answering some of the questions raised by their discovery. They will also be looking for similar wobbles in the light of other quasars to see if this is a common phenomenon. Now here's where things get really interesting. If you thought that one black hole the size of 600,000 suns was impressive, wait until you hear about the one that's over 100 times larger. That's right. Astronomers recently discovered a giant black hole that weighs a mind-boggling 102 billion times the mass of our sun. This colossal black hole is located in the center of a galaxy called S500149, which is situated around 6.7 billion light-years away from Earth. What makes this discovery even more remarkable is that S500149 is a relatively small galaxy. It should only contain around 10 trillion stars, which makes the presence of such a massive black hole all the more puzzling. How can something so huge exist in a place so small? Scientists have no idea. To put this black hole's size into perspective, if you were to replace our sun with this massive object, it would weigh as much as 18 quadrillion suns. It would also be so dense that, a teaspoon of its mass would weigh the same as 180 million elephants. The sheer size of this black hole has left astronomers baffled and eager to learn more. One of the most perplexing questions is how something so massive could remain hidden for so long. After all, it's not like you can just miss a black hole that weighs over 100 times more than the center of our galaxy. The answer, according to some scientists, may lie in the fact that S500149 is a relatively isolated galaxy. This means that the black hole at its center hasn't had many opportunities to interact with other black holes and grow in size. As a result, it may have remained relatively small for billions of years until recently, when it consumed a large amount of gas and grew rapidly in size. Another intriguing question is how the black hole will affect the galaxy it resides in. After all, a black hole that weighs 100 times more than the center of our galaxy is bound to have a significant impact on its surroundings. Scientists are currently working to answer this question by studying S500149 in greater detail. They hope to learn more about the galaxy's structure and evolution, and gain a better understanding of how black holes interact with their host galaxies. In conclusion, the discovery of these massive black holes is a testament to the power and wonder of the universe. From the mind-bending size of the one in S500149 to the surprising wobble of the one at the center of the less efficient quasar, these objects continue to baffle and amaze astronomers. As scientists continue to study these black holes and search for others, we can be sure that they will uncover even more secrets of the universe and push the boundaries of human knowledge. Alright guys, that's all for this video. Let me know your thoughts on this amazing discovery in the comments below. And don't forget to subscribe so you never miss an exciting update about our universe. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you next time.